Your Northern Arizona Wranglers improved to 2-1 on the young season with a win in San Antonio last weekend, 57-50 over the San Antonio Gunslingers. Guys, the Wranglers played really well and fought off the late game charge there from the Gunslingers.
Yeah, JP and PG, the top-rated offense in the league that scored the most touchdowns and the most points. They were on display in San Antonio, and they look really good. As you mentioned, scoring 57 points. Josh Jones, again, another fantastic performance at the quarterback position. He threw for 3 touchdowns, and the most important thing, JP and PG, 0 interceptions and 0 sacks.
Yeah, Josh has been extremely solid through these last 2 games, especially. And 275 total yards of offense. And that was probably the play of the game from him hitting up John Maldonado for a touchdown. I really like how this team is coming together down these after these first 3 weeks, and I cannot wait to see what they do for the rest of the season.
You know, guys, the defense played really well also for the Wranglers last weekend. And you mentioned the offense. Josh Jones, no picks. He was 11 of 13 with 3 touchdowns, a couple of those long touchdowns. And once again, Josh Jones not afraid to run the football when necessary as well.
As we open up the numbers, I noticed that they had 11 possessions on offense. Gentlemen, they scored 8 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns on 11 possessions. That lets you know this offense is clicking on all cylinders, PG.
Yeah, I think I got her up right here with the stats. 68% completion percentage right now. 36 for 53. He's got 400 total yards, 8 touchdowns. I just really like what Josh Jones has been able to do. I know we were kind of like talking before we started recording, and one of the biggest things you guys said the Wranglers dealt with last year was not being able to get the ball downfield. Our offensive coordinator with Josh, in this whole entire offense we got has been extremely solid and just been, it seems like a breath of fresh air for this franchise.
And JP, look at what Axel Perez was able to do on special teams. We always talk about that. He had 3 drop kicks on Saturday. How huge were those 6 points to the come out of the victory? Without those, who knows what could have happened? They won by 7. They needed every single one of those points. And when you see Josh Jones, look at David Elder just running with reckless abandon, that offensive line playing so well. But Josh Jones, we noticed on Saturday when he was under duress, he's able to spin out and just make things happen with his legs. I love the fact that he's able to sense that pressure coming, JP, and he gets out of the pressure. We see Axel Perez with another drop kick, just huge offensively and on special teams.
All 3 phases of Wranglers football really playing well right now, and it's great to see, especially early in the campaign here. We got a lot more IFL 2024 season to go, but so far this team is pretty impressive.
Go ahead, PG.
Oh, yeah, sure. One person I do want to talk about for a second too. Wallace Cowens played week 1 and then week 3. He's going to wreak havoc on every single offensive line and quarterback in the IFL this season, it seems like. I really like his tenacity he brings and how he complements Tremont Lofton and Shannon Reed as well. So I'm really excited to see what he can do against Duke City in a couple of weeks.
Shannon Reed, of course, led the defense in tackles that day with 8 tackles, 2 TFLs, 2 sacks led to the 2 TFLs. But you mentioned Cowens and Ellison Jordan, number 42. That young man at the nose tackle position, I'm telling you, as you mentioned, PG, him, and also Tremont Lofton, the reigning defensive player of the year in the Indoor Football League, and Shannon Reed, number 21 at that linebacker spot. There's so many great, bright spots on that defense. And you mentioned the fact that we got Travion Banks back. He had a big interception as well. He's having a bang-up season back there in the secondary, and that leads to even more solid more solid play back there on the defensive front on the secondary.
You know, guys, we talked about it off air here a little bit ago, the efficiency of this offense really coming together this season and able to get the ball down the football field. And I think a lot of that credit has to go to the coaching staff as well. We brought in Coach Mosley this season, and he's really got this offensive line playing well, and I think that really contributes to us being able to move the football down the field.
I agree. And PG, the fact that these guys have only been together for probably a little bit over a month, not even 2 months so far, and they've been able to come together and again score the most touchdowns in the league with 21 and score the most points in the league at 150. The fact that they're able to do this 3 games into the season and just a rapid growth and the chemistry and the build of this football team, it's so impressive that Coach Moss and his coaching staff have had these players buy into the culture and the system they're building up there in Prescott Valley. Yeah,
absolutely. I got her up right here too. 3rd in points in the league at 51.3 points. Looking at the defensive stats too, you got Malik Saunier and Travion Banks. You guys talked about how big he's been a part of this team the last couple of seasons. Both of them have 3 interceptions on the year and are in the top 20 in the league in that category. It's been an extremely fun time too, I feel like, for fans. All these guys, like you're saying, they're bought in, they love the culture, they love coaching staff, and they're looking to get that IFL championship.
The Wranglers really playing well this season, and we look forward to them continuing their winning ways here as they have a bye week this week, so another week to rest as they get ready for the Duke City Gladiators next Saturday night, April 20th. That'll be inside the Finley Toyota Center, and that should be a fun contest.
Oh, it should. You know, it's just Coach Bramante, our former head coach for the first season here with the Northern Arizona Wranglers. He returns. So, JP, it'll be good for you and I to catch up with him and kind of catch up with him and fellowship a little bit with him. But then after that, once 6:05 hits, it's time to get down to business, fellas.
Yeah, I got the standings up too. We went up a spot. Now we're 6th in the league, and Duke City not having the best start to the season so far. They're at 14. They're going to be looking to get a win, especially on the road in that ruckus crowd. And with their coach having a little bit of experience in Northern Arizona too, I'm sure he's going to have his guys ready.
Once again, the Wranglers improving to 2-1 on the young season here in the 2024 Indoor Football League season. They'll take on the Duke City Gladiators next Saturday, April 20th, inside the Finley Toyota Center. Make sure you join us on the IFL Digital Network, the Signature Network, and Caffeine TV.
Go Wranglers.
Go Wranglers.